Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Wild Wind Lacquer. In today's video I have a couple more hauls to share with you guys. We are dealing with 3 different companies this time. I got a couple of polishes from Octopus Party through their Facebook page. I got some from Handmade Creations. I believe this was for the month of April, although the second rogue, yes I got 2 rogues that month, was an encore polish. Then I got more from Finding Feathers Lacquer. I'll try to remember to share the brush for that brand with you guys when I get to the swatches for that. But before we get started, let's go ahead and talk about what is on my nails. I am still wearing the 2 magnetics from my recent haul from Sassy Sauce. On my left hand is Fierce Mojo. This is a stunning polish, and at least as of when I filmed the haul for this, it was still available. There were some bottles left on the website, but this is an utterly gorgeous purple polish that has this amazing fiery magnetic pull. Now this also has a bunch of shifts in it. I don't know if you can see that secondary color there, sort of this goldenrod shade. It does shift to green as well in different lights. It is absolutely beautiful. Then the second polish on my right hand is the other Sassy Sauce, Lavender Haze. Both of these were Polish and Beauty Expo exclusives that I got in Overpour. This one is a darker purple compared to Fierce Mojo, and this time we have a larger particled shifting shimmer that does have sort of a UP shift to it. Again, in certain lights it does shift from this red to a green, and then that magnetic pull is this electric purple. It is fantastic. So really happy with both of those polishes, really enjoying this one. Let's go ahead and dig into the haul. So this is a haul from Octopus Party. This one is called Claw Breaker, and this one is one of their beautiful cream formulas. Now, they don't have a website at the current moment. They sell through their Facebook page. Basically, the maker will post what is in his upcoming collection, and then when they're available for sale, you just DM him or comment on the post. So that is the way that you purchase these, and he did release a few creams as well as some beautiful shimmers. I want to say a few months ago. I'm pretty sure this was one of the orders that had been sitting in my stash waiting for me to unbox it for quite a while. But this is a beautiful, almost electric orchidy purple. It is absolutely gorgeous. This one I only needed a single coat, you guys, just a single coat. Now this does have a top coat, but with a single coat you do still see some of the texture of this clear swatch stick coming through, but it is a beautiful color. This is one that I think is going to be really fun to wear with some flakies over it, and also just as a beautiful summer color. It is nice and vibrant, and like I said, a single coat. That was very impressive. So that first polish that I got from Octopus Party was Claw Breaker. And then the second polish that I got from Octopus Party, I think you guys can see I got another purple. This is called Forgive and Regret, and yes, it is another purple polish with that stunning red glow. You guys, I cannot get enough of this. And yes, this will be in a comparison when I gather all of the purples with a red flash in it to do a comparison. I know at this point I have at least half a dozen, if not more, that I need to compare. But there you can see at the edge of the bottle that beautiful purple shade, and then that slightly larger particled shifting shimmer that goes from red to gold. There might be some green in there. Yeah, I think in certain lights there's a pinch of green that starts to show up there at the edges. This one I did need 3 coats with a glossy top coat to reach mostly opaque. This is the kind of polish where it's really going to depend on how you like it on your nails, how strong of a free edge you have, and all of that. Most of the time with polishes, I am finding that on my nails, 2 coats is just fine. So that's another thing to keep in mind when I'm showing the swatches on a clear swatch stick, is that does affect how sheer or opaque it might show up. So it will be different on your nails, but that is a beautiful color. There's that amazing purple shade, and then that gorgeous red glow. Like I said, I just cannot get enough of this kind of polish. It is one of my favorites. And then let's go ahead and just take a peek at the brush, because I don't know that I did that on the last haul that I did of Octopus Party. So here is their brush. It is kind of a skinny but flat brush. I didn't find it to be difficult to work with or anything, but it is definitely thinner than some of the flat wide brushes, but not as skinny as, say, like an Essie original brush. Amazing shimmer. That is so pretty. So that second one was Forgive and Regret. Okay, now moving on to the 3 that I got from Handmade Creations. This was for the month of April. The first one that I got is Rogue Lacquer's Lost Boys. This one was a must grab for the month, and as you can see, I only got a couple that were from that month's release. The third that I got is that second Rogue that was an encore polish, but this is a stunning shade. It is this brown shade that has a pinch of this rosewood quality to it, and then it is loaded with these golden flakes that do have some shifts. So you get a pinch of red, and I do think there's a scattering of silver holographic flakes. So very, very pretty and kind of unusual to my collection. Even though I love this shade, I feel like most of the colors that I have in this color family are either straight creams or shimmers. So I don't have one yet that has these flakes. And here it is in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. I mean, look how beautiful that is. What I really like about this one is even though they're very strongly gold in the bottle, once they're on the nail, it's very fall. You don't get just the gold, you get gold and orange. You get this beautiful flame on the nails that is very fall in a bottle. So you know it's right up my alley. And this was gorgeously opaque in 2 coats. In fact, I think some nail lengths might be just fine with a single coat if you were in a hurry, but very beautiful formula on that one. So that was Rogue Lacquer's Lost Boys. The next polish, sticking to fall polishes, is from Emily Damali, and this is Goldstone. Now, I actually don't remember if this might have been another encore polish, perhaps, but this is a reflective glitter balm, as you can see. Now it does have, I think, 2 different kinds of reflective glitter. The silver one that you can see quite nicely in the corners of the bottle, but then if you look closer, you can see that copper flashing, and this is all in a Goldstone orange base that sort of has that brown lean to it. It is beautiful. So here it is in 2 coats with 2 coats of a glossy top coat. This was part of her, I think, Gemstones collection through HHC, and this is so perfect for the gemstone Goldstone. It is beautiful. It's got all of those twinkles. The color is perfection, and another great one for fall, which is coming up right around the corner. So can't wait to try this one on my nails. So that second one was Emily Damali's Goldstone. And then the next one is that encore polish from Rogue. This is Kiss the Girl, part of her Little Mermaid collection. And honestly, I don't know how I missed so many of her Little Mermaid polishes, but I must have been on a roll just skipping HHC. And I know for a while I really was just completely skipping it, but I had to get this one when it was still available. This is a soft blue polish that has a beautiful shifting shimmer that goes from pink to gold to green. It also has holographic flakes. Here it is in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. This one has so many of those beautiful holographic flakes. It was nice and opaque as well in just these 2 coats, and you can see that gorgeous shifting shimmer quite nicely there on the nail. So even though this is a softer shade of blue, this is definitely going to be one that I can wear because it is more opaque. I know in some of my more recent videos I've mentioned the fact that these softer tones of blues, especially in the squishier bases, I'm finding it harder to actually wear on my nails without putting a base coat under it that has some oomph to it, some opacity, because otherwise it just lets too much of my staining on my nails come through and it completely changes the base color. But I think for this one I should be fine with just these 2 coats and a glossy top coat. So that last one from HHC was Rogue Lacquer's Kiss the Girl. And then the last item that I got was also from Encore. This is from Ribbits Stickets, and this is their acetone additive in the gray stuff. This was, I'm guessing, either part of a Disney collection or a maybe specifically Beauty and the Beast collection, but this was an Encore from January 2024. And if you're new to acetone additive, it is something that you add to pure acetone to help moisturize your nails as you remove your manicure, as well as smell good. Interesting. So this one I don't think has the scent notes on it, but I'm smelling something either spicy or woodsy in it. And it's a little bit sweet too, like not all the way foodie sweet, but I know I often get scent combinations that have like a base note of a spice to it that maybe has like a vanilla or a sugar aspect that adds a pinch of sweetness to it. But oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes the scent also has something like a cologne fragrance note, like either cedar or pine, that helps push it into a more complex fragrance as opposed to just a foodie scent. So we'll have to see how this one goes on the nails. Either way though, I get great use out of these acetone additives because I use them every single time I take my polish off, which is at least a few times a week. But that was Ribbit's Stick It's acetone additive in the gray stuff. And then on to Finding Feathers. This was actually a purchase that I made before the haul that I shared with you guys a couple of videos back from just Finding Feathers. So this is 3 polishes that I purchased, I believe, when they were having their spring release, because I want to say that this color was from their spring collection. And as you can see, it's got these adorable glitters in spring colors. But this first one is called Sweet Talk. And like I said, it was part of their spring collection. It has a cluster of different colors of soft pastel glitters, as well as iridescent flakes in a very, very pale, almost verging on white crelly. And then before I forget, let's go ahead and take a peek at the brush. So this one is a slightly wider brush than the one from Octopus Party, and it is a flat one as well. This is another style of brush that I enjoyed using. I didn't have any application issues whatsoever. So yeah, very nice brush there. Not the same style as, say, like Bee's Knees Lacquer or Ethereal. Those I think tend to be wider. Yeah, here's the one from Ethereal just for comparison. These are much wider, a fan shape. Here it is in just 2 coats with a glossy top coat, and there you can see how soft of a color this is. I do think it was described as a very pale pink, so if you wanted to amp it up, you could use a 3rd coat. As you can see here, it definitely is milky, I would say, not sheer, but milky. So if you wanted to add a 3rd coat, you could definitely add another layer of that polish to get more of those glitters and maybe a bit more amped up color. But I thought this was adorable with all of those pastel glitters in it, and the iridescent flakes are beautiful in this one as well. Now, because it is a softer color, I'm going to have to see how I'm going to wear this, because I did purchase this pre sort of my discovery over the last, let's see, that had to have been mid-spring, I think, that I discovered that I really prefer these deeper shades most of the time. So we'll see how I end up wearing this. But in any case, that first one from Finding Feathers Lacquer was called Sweet Talk. Now we're getting into 2 of the much darker shades. The first one is called Beneath the Blood Moon. I want to say this was from a previous released collection, probably from 2023, maybe even 2022, but they still had some bottles available. And this is so pretty and so up my alley. This is like a brown leaning maroon shade. It has hollow and shimmer in it. You can see that beautiful blue to teal to purple shifting shimmer. It is such a beautiful, moody polish. Here it is in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. And there on the nail, you can see that beautiful hollow. Now it is more of a scattered like silverness as opposed to a linear flame. But in the right lighting, you are going to get that hollowness on the nail. And then, of course, that beautiful shifting shimmer. All in this kind of a dark maroon color. It sort of leans brown as well. Very pretty. So that second one from Finding Feathers Lacquer was Beneath the Blood Moon. And then the last polish that I got, I believe, came as a charity polish. This is Love and Liberation. And this one I thought was very unusual as well. This time we're dealing with more of a shimmer polish. As you can see, it's got a very strong green glow in a maroon base. Now, as you can see here on the swatch, it is very different in maroonness than the first one that we looked at, because again, we're dealing with a shimmer as opposed to a packed hollow. So you are going to get a very different look there on the nail, but this is another very moody, dark and vampy shade. I love the green shifting shimmer. You can see a pinch of gold shift there popping up. But I think this is a nice 2-coater as well, especially considering it's a shimmer polish. I don't see very many nail lengths needing a 3rd coat for this. I mean, look how opaque that is. I thought that was very impressive. That was Love and Liberation. And there we have it. That was a couple more hauls from Octopus Party, HHC, and Finding Feathers Lacquer. Let me know which ones were your favorites down below. If I had to pick, I would say definitely this Octopus Party. That was Forgive and Regret. That is that purple with the red shimmer. I know. Like I said, I have a ton in this formulation, or at least that type of an idea of a purple with a red glow, but it is one of my favorite combos. So that has to be up there, as would these two fall polishes from Rogue Lacquer, which was Lost Boys, and Emily Damali, which was Goldstone. Those are just so up my alley. And I would also say Beneath the Blood Moon. We'll stick to 4 polishes and just pick that one. But yeah, I'm definitely ready for fall. As you can see, I've been wearing off-season colors for quite a while now, but those would be my top 4. Let me know which ones were your favorites down below. As always, hopefully you had a good time hanging out with me and looking at beautiful polish. If you are new, do think about hitting that little subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos, and I will see you in that next one.